From Abuja to Lagos, Sokoto to Port Harcourt, Enugu to Ilorin, all across Nigeria, we bring you news and information that will make your day. We are news. We are 24 News Radio TV.
A lovely afternoon to you. Many thanks for joining us on the news at noon on 24 News Radio and Television. My name is Grace Nwafo. The federal government has disclosed that it recorded significant results in the recent onslaught of criminals and bandits across the country. The FG made this known while unveiling some achievements recorded in its nationwide security and anti-corruption effort, including the recovery of over 21 billion naira, neutralization of 78 terrorists, and the prevention of losses exceeding 317 billion naira in fire-related disasters. The revelations were made at the August edition of the monthly Joint Security Press Briefing held at the National Orientation Agency headquarters in Abuja by the Director General NOAA, Malam Lanre Isanilu. He said the government, under its program themed Disrupting Criminal Networks and Securing Communities, has made a series of attacks, arrests, dismantling trafficking rings, and rescuing kidnapped victims. Given the breakdown of recent security operations, he said the Nigerian police force conducted 326 operations, resulting in the arrest of 2,109 suspects and the rescue of 175 kidnapped victims. On the part of the National Drug Law Enforcement Agency, NIDLA, the agency said it carried out 1,572 raids, seized over 2.9 million kilograms of illicit drugs, including cannabis, cocaine, and synthetic substance. And from Osun State, the Osun State Governor Ademola Adeleke has denied spending 3.1 billion naira on foreign trips between January and June 2025, describing the media report as false and misleading. He, however, reiterated his commitment to transparency and accountability in managing the state finances, saying that the traveling expenses being pushed around represent the near full-year training allocation for the over 100 agencies of the state government. A statement by the governor's spokesperson, Olawale Rashid, said that the governor mostly footed his expenses through the family's private jet, with reference to his recent visit to the United States to reduce the state travel bills. According to the statement, many agencies undertook their local and international training in the first half of the year because of the anticipated kickoff of pre-2026 political activities in the later part of the year, describing the alleged sponsoring of Adeleke's international traveling and training expenditures as mischievous. Olawale further disclosed that the amount quoted for international travels and trainings for the first 2 quarters of the 2025 was the expenditure of the entire officials of the state government, including commissioners, head of agencies, management staff of the state-owned tertiary institutions, permanent secretaries, and directors of over 100 parastatals, which covers their transportation, accommodation, feeding, and so on. Retired soldiers who protested at the Federal Ministry of Finance in Abuja on Monday have suspended their action following a meeting with ministry's officials who assured them that their outstanding entitlement would be paid by Friday. The protesters had blocked the entrance of the ministry's gate with a canopy and chairs to demand their unpaid entitlement. The protest comes days after 7 police officers across various states also staged protests asking for an exemption from the contributory pension scheme. The officers, who described the scheme as exploitative and inadequate, called on the government to revert to the defined benefit arrangement. Addressing journalists after the meeting with the government officials, one of the protest leaders, who identified herself as Mama G, said they would wait until the end of the week before taking further action. The retired sergeant lamented the amount paid to her after 20 years of service, describing it as a protester. Retired Corporal Moses Eze said the protest had been suspended. He said the protest was to demand their legitimate entitlement and avoid resorting to desperate measures. Mr. Eze added that over 700 personnel their payment from the first to fourth quarters, and they had been patient for a year. A Nigerian diaspora group in the United States has expressed concern over the worsening state of the Nigerian consulate and permanent mission building in New York, citing infrastructural decay and poor staff welfare. The Organization for the Advancement of Nigerians (OAN) in a public statement highlighted what it described as deplorable and deteriorating conditions within the Nigerian House, a high-rise building in Manhattan that houses Nigeria's permanent mission to the United Nations and the Consulate General. The group spokesperson, Ms. Fumi Dike, said the situation had become untenable and demanded urgent government intervention. According to her, the building's central air conditioning and ventilation system had completely failed, leaving both staff and visitors exposed to extreme indoor temperatures during one of the hottest New York summers on record. The group said Nigerians seeking consular services, including the elderly, pregnant women, and children, were being subjected to inhuman waiting conditions. OAN also raised concern about the broader state of disrepair at the facility. It pointed to plumbing issues, malfunctioning elevators, stained ceilings, outdated fixtures, and poor maintenance as indicators of neglect. The organization said the decline had made it difficult for Nigerian diplomats to host meetings within the premises. OAN urged the Nigerian government to prioritize repair and ensure that staff salaries are paid promptly. It described its public statement as a call to action rather than an attack on individual or agency. This is still the news at noon on 24 News Radio and Television. Still to come are news from the foreign scene and the world of sport. Stay with us. Glad to know that you're still there just joining us. This is the news at noon on 24 News Radio and Television. Over now to the foreign scene. The U.S. State Department has said some visa applicants will soon be required to pay bonds of up to $15,000 to discourage visa overstays as part of President Donald Trump's crackdown on migration. Starting later this month, the pilot program will require applicants from certain countries to pay a sum of no less than $5,000 as collateral for the issuance of their visa. The funds will be returned if the applicant complies with all visa terms. If the applicant remains in the United States after the deadline, the funds will be forfeited. The notice stated that the 12-month program would only affect foreign nationals from countries considered to have high visa overstay rates, based on the 2023 Department of Homeland Security report. Bonds payment will also be required by applicants from countries where screening and vetting information is deemed deficient, as well as those who were granted citizenship without a residency requirement. The program will begin on August 20, will apply to B1 or B2 non-immigrant visas, and those asked to pay bonds will have to enter and depart from the United States from a list of pre-selected airports. And from the United Kingdom, a UK judge has sentenced two 17-year-old teenagers, a boy and a girl, respectively, to 1 year and 9 months in detention for the sadistic torture and killing of two kittens. The prosecutor said the boy had also wanted to kill a human and researched how to get away with murder. Two kittens were found cut open with ropes attached to them in a park in northwest London in May. Both kittens had pieces of flesh and fur apparently burned off them. Police also found knives, blowtorches, and scissors at the scene. The two teenagers pleaded guilty to possessing a knife and causing unnecessary suffering to the animal. The court heard that the girl, sentenced to 9 months in detention center, had downloaded images of badly mutilated kittens in the months before the killing. Report says UK police are investigating possible links to a wider international network of online users who share and film footages of cats being tortured or killed. The British animal welfare charity also told newsmen that they had recorded a 42% increase in reports of cat cruelty between 2021 and 2024, from 1,434 to 2,041 reports. And now from the world of sports. The Handball Federation of Nigeria has confirmed that 14 coaches have been certified following the completion of the IHF License D coaching course jointly put together by the International Handball Federation, the Confederation of African Handball, and the HNF. The course, which ran for an entire week in the capital city of Abuja, comprised 14 local coaches, of whom 6 were women, having met every criterion and successfully passed the course. The coaches were subsequently certified by the Sport Global governing body, IHF. The course was conducted by IHF instructor Mr. Williams de Almeida from Angola, with each session covering modern coaching techniques, player development principles, and team building strategies. President of the HFN, Samuel Ocheho, commended the successful applicant and participant and emphasized the need to enhance the standard and technical knowledge of local coaches by way of the coaching course. And that is a wrap on the news at noon on 24 News Radio and Television. Do stay tuned for more programs to be coming your way. My name is Grace Nwafo. Have a lovely afternoon.
From Abuja to Lagos, Sokoto to Port Harcourt, Enugu to Ilorin, all across Nigeria, we bring you news and information that will make your day. We are news. We are 24 News Radio TV.